So, Steve, are we going to start with a cold open on this one?
Yeah, I think so. That'd be good. Why do you? Are you? I mean, we don't have to unless you're just really burning with something.
Like with desire?
Of course, you're burning with desire. Welcome back to the Vinyl Word Podcast. As always, I'm Steve Beach,
And I'm Brian Mayer. How are you?
we are again at the Greenwood Public Library. I just want to take a moment. We always say, we're thankful to be here, and we are. But I also just want to say a couple of things about the library itself. I think these days people think, oh, it's library books. Nobody read books that much. Why do we need to go to the library, right? But this is an awesome library. If you live in the Greenwood area, you really need to visit this library. I mean, they've got, of course, the podcasting studio. And just right outside, as I look through this window, they have a whole maker studio where you can 3D print stuff. You can, like the Cricut vinyl stuff, you can make stuff. You can do that here. You can sew, just all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, they also have individual reading pods.
Yeah.
They have it's a lovely setup. It just genuinely is. And
it is. And they have these little kits that you can check out, too, if you want to do crafts at home.
That's with a T, not a D.
So in the kids area downstairs, they have these STEM kids like science, technology, engineering, and math. So there's little kits you can check out that are age appropriate, depending on what grade your child is in. So just a lot of cool stuff besides just books.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, just kind of neat. But this is a unique one-off episode, which I have been looking forward to.
Have you really?
I have, really. Because, as we talked about, we've seen so many different records.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them we look at, we're like, it's funny or it's weird, but it wouldn't make for a whole podcast.
Yes.
But they're still kind of interesting to listen to, or sometimes the covers in themselves are like, what were they thinking?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're jokes in themselves with the covers. So,
right. And we're going to do a separate video
yes.
/ pod that is going to go into more regarding the covers,
right.
because some of these covers deserve to be seen, even if the record does not deserve to be listened to.
Even if there's nothing, riff worthy on the record, just the cover itself is riff worthy.
Oh, good heavens, yes.
Yes.
So, but yes, today we are going to talk about the records that didn't make the cut. As Steve and I have learned as we got into this, Steve had a much clearer idea that the hole that these records fell into was deep and wide.
Yes.
And I did not know this. I foolishly thought that we would run out of material relatively quickly, and I was wrong. I was so very wrong.
Aren't you thankful that I'm strange that way?
Yeah, I really am.
Here, where are we getting ready to go into season 3 in a few months?
Yeah. So, but today we're gonna look at some of the records which fit some criteria, but not all criteria, and
right.
We're gonna play snippets of some of the records so that you guys can hear what it is that we heard or we thought was going to be on there, but was not there.
Like I said, there's some funny moments or just odd moments, but not enough to really that was worthy of an entire 20 or 2 episodes of a podcast.
100%. And we have learned this, Steve and I also, and just because we start doing a record, sometimes one side is better than trying to do both.
Yeah. We've learned that recently.
Yeah.
With the singing lady.
Yep.
We split up the one side into 3 episodes.
Yep.
And did nothing with the second side.
Yep. Yeah, we're trying to really follow one of the basic rules of all killer, no filler.
Mm-hmm.
So the first record that we are going to talk about, Steve, is a record that we played a little bit of during one of our episodes.
Yes, we did.
There was an episode where it was not a very long one. It was one of the Jack Armstrong.
Yeah, it was during the Jack Armstrong episodes.
And so we were playing snippets of records that had children's songs, because children's songs is an entire subcategory.
Mm-hmm.
We look at YouTube and we see all of these like songs for kids and programs for children, and you think, oh yeah, it's a new thing.
It's nice.
Yeah, but it's not a new thing.
No, it's not.
It ain't a new thing at all.
No.
So, but we're going to do one from Walk Like the Animals. We talked about Walk Like the Animals. I'm just going to play a few seconds of one of the songs so that you can hear. The cover is cute. The songs were adequate at best. And
the insert is interesting. We might want to do the insert of that one for the video.
Oh, believe me, Steve.
I won't say anything more than that.
Yeah. So, but here's just a few seconds of Walk Like the Animals. See, and immediately you can realize, oh, I'm glad they didn't play more of this.
Right. It's definitely a kid's song.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining a little like kid's xylophone.
Yeah, and I'm playing the side that says that there are words to it. One side is vocals and music, and the other is instrumental only. You can see how much work they put into the vocals here. Yeah, and I'm done with this. Yeah.
Yes, I am too.
That's that.
Was that the side that was, I guess, music only, obviously?
No, it was
No?
not. That was just lazy writing.
Just a 20-second intro, I guess.
Yep, absolutely. So the next one we're going to do is a little bit of a character who you may or may not know. His name is Fred Rogers.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers put out an album called Let's Be Together Today. And it has his lovely mug with his warm, inviting blue eyes smiling at you.
Yeah, a very young Fred Rogers
Yeah.
with amazing teeth.
Amazing teeth and hair that has so much bristle cream you think there was a corporate sponsorship.
Yes, exactly.
This one is just songs that he did. And so I'm just going to drop the needle on just one part.
My toys, that mothers were all little girls one time.
And Steve and I made an agreement when we began this that we would never, ever make fun of Mr. Rogers.
Right.
So we saw this, we thought about it, and then we each agreed,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. Well, let's just play a few more seconds of another one, or
Oh, okay.
let's go on to the next one.
Sure.
Fathers were all little boys.
So at the end of the song?
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough, I guess.
Well, next is the alphabet
So
song.
if you're a little girl, you can get to be a mother too. And if you're a little boy, you can get to be a daddy.
Aw.
And while you're getting to be grown up, just take your time and you'll find so many things you can learn. All sorts of things, like the alphabet. You know, like A, B, C, D, E,
I watched a lot of this guy growing up.
Me too,
Sometimes you
me
can
too.
even sing the
Brings back
alphabet.
little memories.
Oh, yeah.
A, B, C,
All right.
Oh,
Can
wait,
I-
hold on. Let's see if he sings it right. You know, we talked about in other episodes, I sing it wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P,
It's always the ending that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z,
Hey, he sung it the right way.
He did.
All right.
A, B.
Kudos to that guy.
Right.
Okay, so this next one that we are going to hit,
Oh, yeah.
Steve, this is the one that you and I were just utterly fascinated by.
Yeah.
This is a record called The Elephant's Child. It is a Rudyard Kipling song, or a Rudyard Kipling story, short story. And it has been recorded in multiple ways.
hmm
This one has an original soundtrack by Bobby McFerrin
Yes.
and is narrated by the wonderful children's, author that we all know and love, Jack Nicholson,
Right.
the man who
Yeah,
is
it's-
famous for the Joker.
It's such a contrast of the narrator and the singer.
Yes,
You
and
know, Bob McFerrin, you're like, oh, it's kind of cool, jazzy music. And you got the real scary guy.
yeah. So, we want to play just a few seconds of this
Yes.
because
It's interesting.
all we want you to do is hear Jack Nicholson narrating a child's story.
Yeah, you can hear the Bob McFerrin in the background.
Mm-hmm.
He went from Grahamstown to Kimberley, and from Kimberley to Kama Country, and from Kama Country he went east by north.
And then
eating
he went to
melons all the
Gotham.
time, till
Yeah.
at last he came to the banks.
All
of the
right. So,
great, great
I don't want to play too much of
Green
this one because I fear that YouTube might.
Yeah, copyright
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But we do have another version of that.
Yes, we do. And that is one of the more fascinating things. Rudyard Kipling, he did this for, maybe his stuff is in public domain, or maybe he just really enjoyed the licensing fees he received.
Right.
But we have another Elephant's Child
This is a
that was
Disney version.
done by a Disney story, narrated by Sterling Holloway, and
Oh.
music by Camerata.
Narrated by Pooh Bear.
Yeah.
I think he was the original guy that did the voice of Winnie the Pooh.
Yep. That is wild. So I'm just gonna drop the needle partway through this, and we'll listen to that just for a few.
Trees to find out what the crocodile
Oh
has
yeah,
for dinner.
that's very Pooh.
And they all spanked him once more for luck. So he asked them most politely to stop. Then he went away a little
Wow.
warm.
Yeah,
but
I'm
not at
hearing
all
Pooh and Pooh
astonished,
only.
eating
Yeah.
melons and
Did Sterling Holloway just legally change his name later?
To Winning, Winning Holloway.
So
Yeah, he also did in the Jungle Book, oddly, Rudyard Kipling as the snake.
yeah, he was the snake.
Yeah.
So this one, Steve and I fell down a hole of radio shows,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, it's fair to say.
we really really enjoyed being able to do Jack Armstrong, the Wheaties one.
Yeah, that
tho-
was different.
Those were great. And Steve, doing some digging, found a 2-record set of the adventures of the Fantastic Four from the Marvel Comics radio series.
I remember showing my kids that and just reminding them that Fantastic Four has not been around just since the year 2000.
Yep.
It's been around since radio days.
And the only thing I'm going to really add about this is that Bill Murray is listed as the voice of Johnny Storm.
What?
Yeah, but I don't think it's that Bill Murray. Although, let's find
We
out.
could be wrong. Well,
could
yeah, I'm sure if it was 90s radio, I'm sure it wasn't
And
Bill Murray
I
that we know.
I want to assure everyone also, whatever year this was made, which we're having trouble tracking down, Stan Lee made a cameo on this record.
He still managed to do that,
Yeah.
just like in the movies.
He was doing cameos before film existed.
Right. He still, yeah.
What an exhausting life he must have lived. So here, I'm just going to drop and we'll see what we're listening to this time.
I'm gonna paste you one right in that smug face of yours. I've been wanting to do this for a long time.
Ben, wait, Ben.
What's happening to him, sis?
I don't know,
That is
Johnny.
Bill Murray.
His skin is cracking.
He's turning into orange rocks.
Wait, Ben.
Don't try to talk yourself out of this one, Doc. I'm gonna nail you.
Look, he pulled that tree right out of the ground.
He's turning
It
into
is,
some kind
Yeah.
of thing.
This is Bill Murray.
Hurry, darling, do something.
1962-63.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They must have grabbed like a. They must have grabbed like a radio script and then re-recorded it.
Oh, Reed, not you too.
What's going on, sis? What's happening to Reed's arms and legs?
That is
I don't
Bill
know,
Murray.
Johnny.
Yes, it
So,
is. We were
rubber
wrong.
bands or something.
They stretch like elastic, even his neck. What am I doing?
To all of us.
You've turned into monsters. Oh,
story.
it's those terrible cosmic rays. Look at me. They've gotten me, too. My body's beginning to blaze. And I'm lighter than air. I thought I can fly.
Okay, we have to stop for copyright reasons,
Yes.
but
Yes, we do.
Wow.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Steve, you own that.
I know.
Bill Murray.
That is incredible.
And by the way,
Yeah,
he's playing Johnny Storm, the Human Torch.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I heard you say that, and it's just, yeah, it's funny. Yeah, a lot of these records, I'll be honest, I picked up and I've never listened to them, but I just thought, it'd be kind of interesting to listen to.
Right. And we also really enjoyed a number of instructional records.
Yes.
How to host a dinner party,
Oh yeah, How to
How-
Train Your Dog.
how to train your dog. So we picked up, not all activities are really exciting to listen to how to do.
No,
And
no, they are not.
so Steve, you want to read what this one is teaching us how to do?
Yes. Here, it's not part of the Here How To series, but it does say Here How To Touch Type for beginners or refresher courses. And the picture is not a computer; it's an old typewriter.
Yeah, it is.
So you're going to learn here in a few seconds on how to touch. Oh yeah, and even comes with instructions.
Yep.
There's papers in there.
Uh-huh. There's
And it gives you a keyboard. What else is in there?
a diagram of a typewriter.
Yeah, there's a diagram of a typewriter showing you like the return carriage, the paper, the keys, the ink. Yes, I said ink.
Uh-huh.
Not like a printer ink, but typewriter ink.
Typewriter
the arm,
5-year
the cover,
guarantee.
how to put on the cover of a typewriter when you're not using it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is awesome material.
Yeah. This clearly came with a Brother typewriter because it includes the warranty card for the typewriter.
I didn't catch that before. That's incredible.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just right here.
Okay.
And remain uncovered. Always rest your fingers on home row keys lightly.
Do not lean heavily, as this might cause you to accidentally press an unwanted key.
Or
and
push
slow
the
down
typewriter
your
off the
typing.
desk.
You are now ready to start typing.
Ooh, it's
Watch
exciting. I
your
can
hands
start.
resting in home row position. Then look at the chart, starting with the letters F,
By the way,
D,
he's saying
S,
home
A,
row. There's an R in there.
covered by your
Yeah.
left hand. And the key is covered with your right hand.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah.
So not everything made the cut there,
Right.
but we have it. So if anybody wants to learn how to type, there it is.
Yeah. Buy
Now,
the record.
This,
You
yeah,
don't need to watch a video on YouTube or play a game and learn how to type. Just buy the record.
right. So, and this next one, I was very amused by. Steve found this one. I'm going to be saying that a lot because this man's quench for the weird is
Yeah, it's me.
it's unassailable.
Yeah.
So this one is Invitation to Hebrew with Dr. Mordecai Kamrat. So
This should be like in a Mel Brooks movie.
yes,
Where they're listening to how to speak Hebrew. Hashkama, Hashkamil.
yeah, it's like it literally is just, oh, you want to talk about it? Like let's well here, the Hebrew concept of learning or meaningful prayer in Judaism. Let's do Hebrew concepts of learning.
Okay.
Would occur to you first when you think about Jewish learning?
I know only one word here, and that's moreh, the word for teacher in Hebrew.
Yes, ani moreh. I am a teacher. But what does a teacher give? What is his function? And what is his material?
May I make a guess?
And does he wear pants?
Torah.
Perfect. Torah is the essential and central word.
I know what that is, Torah.
Aim and method in the
Has something to do with the
concept of
Bible.
Jewish learning.
And if you add an
It is
S, it's a
very
car
popular
from
and
Ford.
known in many languages. What does this word really mean?
Fascinating, interesting,
Yeah.
but not very exciting for
No.
comedy fodder.
No, it's not.
But the good news is for this one, it's a 2-record set.
Hey.
So it can be twice as boring. But this one also comes with a catalog and a study book.
And it comes with a Torah
Yeah.
and a scroll. It also comes with a yarmulke too, doesn't it?
You know, I don't like maybe a dreidel, but
Right,
like
maybe.
an inflatable dreidel,
Yeah.
an inflatable.
And Fladel. I like it.
All right. So now we're going to get into more of the ones from the 70s, which are Hanna-Barbera.
Yes.
Hanna-Barbera made tons of cheap cartoons in the 70s. They made so
much
many.
money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was cheap to animate, and then they, but yeah, made gobs of money.
Right. And so in this one, they were attacking public domain, and they made Hanna-Barbera's Snagglepuss and the Wizard of Oz.
Heavens to Murgatroyd.
Yeah.
Existential left even.
Steve's impressions are actually, they make me jealous because
I love
it's
Snagglepuss.
a good Snagglepuss.
No, it should be very sad to you because that just shows how much cartoons I watched as a child.
So I'm going to play just a few seconds of Snagglepuss here.
Case, just follow the setting sun, but be careful. The Wicked Witch of the West has enslaved all the Winkies, and
All
she
the
will make
Winkies?
slaves of you.
How did he get in my
So
pants?
Dorothy and her friends headed west into the setting sun. They had gone only 20 miles into the land of the Winkies before the Wicked Witch of the West spotted them.
Steven.
Yep. I would love to do that one, but I don't want to make Hanna-Barbera mad.
Right. Because we don't have money to pay them in court.
Yep. And not only that, this record was pretty beat up as certain... We learned in doing this that you could almost tell the educational quality of a record by its condition.
Yeah, how much it was used. And
Yeah. The less educationally viable it was, the more frequently it was played and scratched.
Right. And I think the touch typewriting in the Hebrew one was probably like, looks like new.
Freaking pristine.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
I think that there was one of those, I forget which one it was, but seriously, there was one that I found that was still sealed in the plastic.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like resealed. It was original plastic.
Right.
I don't remember, but it was one of the older ones. I'm like, this record's like 40 years old and it's never been opened.
I think it's the CB language one or something like that.
Yeah. It was just, I forget which one it was, but it was just weird just thinking that it, how old it was and it had never been cracked open from the plastic.
Right. And this one, I think it's going to be the last one that we do this time. I am adored. Like, this one is just incredible. The record, Steve, what's it called?
Why, Mommy?
Yeah. Songs and rhyme answers for children to everyday questions.
Why, Mommy?
Yep. So we're going to listen to just a couple of seconds. But again, this is one of those where the ideas that we have are more funny than what is actually here.
Just looking at like some of the tracks, why is the sky blue? Why do stars twinkle? Why can't I see in the dark?
Yeah. Ooh.
Do animals talk to one another just like me and you? I'm sure in their own way
I think he's sure about it.
Yeah.
What do
As a positively.
talk about? Move, bow, wow,
Yeah, see, this is... The idea is much, much funnier than the execution here, and no amount of humor that Steve and I lay over the top of this is going to change the fact that this is bad.
Or a donkey brays.
In Tijuana.
Does it mean hello or go away? When a cat meows or a dog bow wows, does it mean...
He said bow wow, but the dog went arf arf.
Right.
What do animals talk about? Bow wow,
Mainly the weather. Sometimes politics.
I'm sure
that is done.
Yes.
Again, sometimes, like, you have a solid idea and the execution is just not there.
Yeah. Or they thought the execution was great, and now, fast forward 40 years and we go, yeah, no.
Yeah. A lot of these are more than 40 years. Right. Steve, we discovered Bill Murray.
Yeah, I know.
Doing a Marvel radio drama.
That was before Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Didn't you say it was like 63 or something like that?
Yeah, 62, 63.
Yeah, and Saturday Night Live started
78.
78, yeah. Mm-hmm. He was recording stuff before he was on SNL.
Yeah.
Doing stand-up.
I can't believe that, because I saw the name on there and I was like, there's no somebody named Bill Murray out there.
Right. But it's obviously him.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and we learned that in real time.
Right, exactly. I was like, it can't be. It was like 1950s.
And this is all just to say there's tons of weird stuff out there.
Yeah.
And we're not going to be indiscriminate with it.
Right.
Like, Steve, I don't know about you, but I'm beginning to feel like I'm becoming like this strange, almost sommelier of spoken word records.
Yeah.
Where, like I'm just developing these tastes and this very specific ear where you can hear it and you're like, there's something there.
Yeah. You can listen to 10 seconds of it and go, yeah, or eh.
Right.
You can just know. Yeah. Because some of those were like, maybe this did make the cut.
Yeah.
We just hadn't listened to it before.
Well,
so maybe you'll hear more of it later on another episode.
You think you know something and then you listen to it. And it's not what you thought it was going to be.
Right.
Like that was the Betty White record to me. I was sure that it was going to be a dance instruction, but it was going to have her making funny quips.
Right. About dancing or making jokes during their dancing.
And
stuff. It was
0% of Betty White.
Yeah. Yeah. I was so disappointed.
Yeah. It hurt my heart.
Yeah. Yeah. But on your, you guys listen, in your search, if you're spending time, Goodwill or just on the internet looking at other stuff, and you find something that's like really weird, even if you don't play the whole thing, but you just think we might enjoy it, feel free to send it to us, at vinylwar22 at gmail.com. We would love to just check it out, and maybe purchase it or whatever. But yeah, we've gotten a slew of records. I have to mention this. So I don't know if you know locally who Marty Bender is. So he works with, if you're familiar with Bob and Tom, so he does some production stuff for them. But we were able to get in touch with him during one of these record shows. And he came over to our table and saw, what we do. And he was like, I have a ton of those records at home. We were like, do you?
Yeah.
And this was like 5 months later. You know, he'd give me his card and stuff, so I contacted him. And it's like, yeah, why don't you meet me up at the, studio, whatever, up on East 82nd. And so we literally have a tote bag full of records, and some of those that you listen to that, in this episode were on there.
Yes. And
that was just interesting.
And I want to thank Marty also because he, his tastes for comedy are pretty unique.
Yeah.
He intentionally seeks out and collects these spoken word records. Yeah. And, like that was part of what, like, I think what brought him over to our table was that he was like, nerd. Yeah. And so, like it's exciting because he's given us some records that we are absolutely using and we will give him shine, give him credit.
Right.
But again, like the thing for me is that culture evolves and these records are all these individual snapshots.
Yeah.
And some of them are purely educational, but they're educating and they're trying to get an idea across. All of these records have a purpose, but like without you and I doing this, there's no reason for these records to ever see the light of day.
No, which is why I like it. It's just, it kind of reminds me of just childhood and stuff. And I don't mean to wax nostalgia here, but just simpler times sometimes, maybe simple-minded. And
You're so old!
I was born in 1972. But no, it's just, it is interesting just, how things were communicated. Here, it's like we just, we send an email or we post something on some kind of social media or we create a website or whatever and the whole world hears it, you know? And so those days, this is how you would get your message across, whether that's learning something, whether that's music, whether that's instructional or, some kind of gospel message or whatever. That's how you would get your message across, And I don't know how many religious records, different gospel trios, some local church put out a record, whatever, some high school band put out a record, just all these things. And, at that time, they're probably like, oh, we produced a record. We're professional. No, you're not.
No, but they still made a physical thing, which is to be commended.
It is. And to me, it's kind of equivalent today of somebody saying they have a podcast like you and I, or they have a YouTube channel. It's kind of the same thing. You're not Hollywood famous, but you've got your own thing that you're doing, which is cool. Yeah. It's neat. It's exciting to be a part of those things. But yeah, that's how you would get, your hobby, your interest, whatever your thing is, whether that's, today it's, Minecraft, videos on how to play in there. This is what you would do. You would put out a record and say, this is our marching band. This is our gospel choir. This is our whatever.
This is how people in the 70s annoyed people when they came over to their house. They were like, hey, do you want...
Yeah, this record's for my church. You want to listen to it? It's kind of like, hey, we have slides from our vacation. You want to watch those? No. Click. This is us getting on the bus. This is us getting on the plane. This is us getting off the plane.
Yeah. Which is the equivalent of people coming over to our homes now when we're like, hey, did you know I have a podcast?
Right.
And they're like,
yes, we know, Steve. We don't care.
Yeah, we don't care. We just don't.
Or it's in my house, it's equivalent of my kids going, hey, Dad, have you seen this funny video on TikTok? Yeah, no, I haven't, but I don't care to see it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've seen 100 things similar of it. But anyway.
There is nothing new under the sun.
Exactly. But we digress.
And on that note, Steve.
On that note, yeah. So, feel free to contact us, vinylware22@gmail.com. Look for the video. Like I said, we're going to do a video here in a minute, just some of the album covers. So make sure you look out for that, too.
Absolutely. And as we close today, Steve, I want to remind you, not all records should be collected.
And this episode confirms that.
Yes, it does. Thank you.